Yo, what is going on? This is That Guy Face with Face the Music Media. We are back again with another episode of How I Synth. In this video, we got Cherry Audio's brand new Yellowjacket. Let's get into it.
Oh mama. Oh yeah. Face the music.
So, Cherry Audio's Yellowjacket is based off of the Wasp synthesizer from 1978. So if you're into quirky, chaotic, buzzy type of sounds, then this is the synthesizer for you. It has vintage grit, modern power, and it's crazy fun. But before we get into that, if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you can be notified every time we drop a new video, and go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the content. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. All right, so we are here in Yellowjacket, and I love this interface. I love the yellow and black. It demands your attention, and I just love it. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. So I'm gonna come over here and go to new. Let's just start building the sound from scratch and see what we can come up with. Let's fool around with the oscillators. I do have a chord progression I played in the background. Let's take a listen to that and see what it sounds like. So I'm gonna start off with the ramp up, and let's go from there. So let's take a listen. First off, I'm gonna boost that up there, and let's turn the volume down because it's kind of loud. All right, let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's do some Oscillator Sync and see what that sounds like. So I'm going to come down here to Oscillator 2, turn Oscillator Sync on here, and then I'll sweep through the pitch here to hear the harmonics. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. So there's no way to modulate that, which is a shame, unless I just missed something in the manual. But as far as I know, you can't modulate the Oscillator Sync sound. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next shape. I'm going to go up to the square wave so we could do some good old post with modulation. So in order to do that, we could keep the oscillator synced if we want, and we can find a harmonic, and then also to do the post with modulation. We'll do the sync first, find the right tone that we want, and then we'll do the post with. So let's take a listen. Okay, beautiful. Now let's go ahead and modulate that. So we're going to slowly boost this PW mod, and then we're going to use the control oscillator, which is the LFO, to control it. So let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. It sounds actually buzzy. Let's listen to the filter and see what that sounds like. Beautiful. That sounds amazing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is come over here to the multi and let's go over to poly because we wanna mess with the voices here. So this is a little voice panel where you can make some variation. So I'm not gonna go through and fine tune each one. I'm just gonna use some presets. So let's go hard pan, slightly detune. Let's go to nicely panned and detune. Actually, let's go to very filter panned and then we can do hard pan. Let's take a listen to that. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a listen to the envelopes. One of the dope features I love about this envelope is that it has the repeat function here, so you can loop the envelope. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that and see what it sounds like. In order to do that, we have to just make sure the delay is all the way down on repeat. And then as you can see here now, this is blinking. I'm going to sync that to the tempo. I'm going to do the same thing up here. Sync it to the tempo, and then we'll just fool around and see what that sounds like. So in order to activate this one here, we do have to boost this control. So before we do that, let's take a listen to this one and see what it sounds like. Beautiful. That sounds crazy. Okay, it's time to flip the pedal on this thing and go over to the ARP and effects section here. I'm not gonna fool with the arpeggiator. I mean, you know, I do love it though. It sounds crazy. But for the sake of time, let's go ahead and just go with some of the effects. Let's start with the Octafuzz. Beautiful. I love that. So let's move on to Flanger chorus and see what that sounds like. Beautiful. Hey, this is starting to sound insane. Let's move on to the delay. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and fool with the reverb. Beautiful. I love that. That sounds insane. Anyway, man, that's the end of this video. You guys let me know what you think about Cherry Audio's Yellowjacket down in the comments below. My thoughts? Listen, sounds amazing. It's another banger. Cherry Audio did it again. They just keep stepping it up every time. So I love it. There's some high quality effects there and it just sounds really good. And it's fun to fool with. It really is. You know, I would say go ahead and grab it, download it, test out the demo, see how you feel about it. But I love it, man. So anyway, man, this is that guy Face the Music Media. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. And go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Also, make sure you go to realloops.com. That's REELLOOPS and cop the Sweet Fusion preset packs. We got volume 1 and volume 2. Dope presets handcrafted by me and the guys at realloops.com. So you definitely want to stay tapped in with that. But anyway, man, this is that guy Face the Music Media. We out of here.
Thank you.